Welcome back to Sister Circle Live. We want to warn you, some of this subject matter may not be suitable for young children. From health concerns to Cardi B's backside, are beauty standards pushing black women into back alley surgeries?
But here to share the importance of safety in plastic surgery is board certified plastic surgeon Dr. Myla Bennett. Okay, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Why aren't black women talking about plastic surgery?
Black women are talking about plastic surgery.
You think so?
Girl, yes. They're talking about it, they're doing it, and they're getting themselves killed doing it.
Yes.
Let me ask you a question, just off the grid, but still on the same pathway. When did this become the influx of, big boobs and butt and hips and thighs? When did that become a thing for black women? We come custom made like that. I'm confused as to why are we enhancing and why we're finding ourselves putting so much pressure on ourselves to go and enhance things that are already God given.
Insecurity. I think insecurity is a huge part of it, and then social media has just increasingly become such a huge part of everyone's lives. And people, they look at stuff constantly on Facebook, and I don't care how big your butt is, eventually something is going to come through your timeline bigger, and somebody's waist is going to be smaller. And then you think, well, if I, get this myself, then I'll get that same attention, I'll get the man, I'll get whatever.
Honey, the man still cheap. Big boobs.
That's the thing. And those, a lot of those girls who have those super curvy caricature-like bodies don't have a man.
You know what,
So it's not even working.
the question I have you, when you see these women coming into the office, and like I said, we come custom made with these booties and these breasts. Have you ever had to? But have you ever had a woman come into the office that was pretty, stacked anyway, and had you ever had to tell her, hey, listen, this will be too much, and you don't need this? Have you ever had to counsel anyone as far as their insecurities are concerned for safety?
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
And they
I probably turn more people away than the average surgeon, and some people I don't necessarily turn away, but it's a not right now type of thing. And here's Dr. Sherry, my therapist. You can go to her too.
I know that's good.
I'll let them know that's my girl. She got my life all the way right. Yes, but I think too, when I share that about myself, they don't think that I think they're crazy, and it's almost like, okay. So I'll have a lot of women talk to her or someone like her first.
Yes, that's important. That's important. Now, we've been very transparent, Selena and I, about getting Botox. I love it. But I did start in one area, and then I started going up higher, and then I went to the side. Am I becoming a little bit obsessed, and like, how do you stop that?
All right. So, you're aging. It's nothing wrong with enhancements to keep yourself looking like yourself.
Right.
The problem is when you go off course and you start to look like somebody else.
Got it.
Right. So I tell my patients I'm the plastic surgeon.
Like this person.
Child.
Oh my God.
See,
Who
that's
would
just
want that for themselves? That is so annoying.
Mental
Getting
illness.
in and out of cars, having to wipe yourself in the bathroom, that can't be a good time.
Well, the clothes, what clothes are you? Everything is a stretch pan. Everything is a stretch pan. You know what I'm saying?
My gosh.
But let's just talk a little bit about that. I don't want to come down too hard on that particular individual, but I'm just saying we need to be mindful that things are really happening. Like, people are losing their lives. They're flying overseas to go and get these surgeries, and then when they come back, there's no real follow-up. You understand what I'm saying?
That's right.
And what complications are they now experiencing when they're going over to Colombia, Dominican Republic, or Brazil to get all of these surgeries? And then who's caring for them after the fact to ensure their health and their safety?
That is such a great question. So what tends to happen when they come back from places like the Dominican Republic, so there's a percentage of people who are just fine. And then there's a nice chunk of people who are not fine, and they don't have a doctor here, like a surgeon, a plastic surgeon here to take care of them. And the plastic surgeons there, if they're actually a plastic surgeon, they aren't interested in them anymore. So then they're kind of stuck. It's customary for surgeons to take care of their own complications. So when someone calls and says, I have an issue, I just had surgery in the Dominican Republic last week, the doctors here won't see them. So what ends up happening, they'll be in Facebook groups with other women who have had surgery overseas, and then they'll be getting advice from them or advice from YouTube, trying to doctor themselves. They will, and when it gets life-threatening, they'll end up in the ER. If it's not a life-threatening complication, then the ER won't really do anything for them either, because that's for emergencies. So they're in a bad situation.
My goodness, my goodness.
What is this this new thing? I don't even know if this is new, but have you heard of women putting tire sealant? Yes, there was like a whole epidemic.
It's called the fix-a-flat.
Yes, they put tire sealant in their bottoms to increase them and dying.
Or if they don't die, then they end up having really hideous complications down the road. There's multiple people on. K. Michelle spoke out against getting illegal injections into her backside, and she's gone through multiple surgeries and almost lost her life in the surgeries trying to get the stuff out, because the substances will migrate to other places and make you very sick.
Yes.
And the only way to remove it is surgically. But the issue with that is, when you remove that stuff surgically, it can kill you, because when you cut into it, it can set off a huge reaction in your body that literally kills you. So, no.
So what would you say to that young girl who's trying to change her image through plastic surgery? Nothing wrong with a little augmentation here and there.
Right, I mean,
But
they're nice to do it.
who did this? But what would you tell that young girl who's trying to change her whole image though through plastic surgery?
So I try to help women see the beauty in themselves, the human. This is it's bigger than me. I think parenting needs to change a little bit, because so much attention is put on what people look like. Oh, she's so pretty. Oh, she's so pretty. I like with my daughter, even though she's 1, I'm like, you're so funny, Mila Rose. You're so smart. Like, I try to. Other people are going to say that. We have to just make our girls a lot more confident and give them better examples of successful and strong that aren't people who look like that, so that they can see that beauty can be all different looks, so that they embrace themselves.
Absolutely.
Or there's other qualities.
Yes,
Beyond beauty, like intelligence.
Exactly.
Kindness. My goodness. And you were very kind for coming down to the circle today. Yes, please give it up for Dr. Mila Bennett. For more information and to talk about or find more information about the importance of safety, please make sure you visit Dr. Bennett on Instagram at Dr. Mila, and also make sure you check out her Pretty RX brand as well. She is doing big things, and we're very excited for your success. Speaking of success, entrepreneur Crystal Garnish